Near the edge of a forgotten rail yard, between weeds and rusted metal, lived a brown and white pit bull named Max. No one had given him that name yet. He was just the stray by the tracks. For months, he scavenged from trash bins, slept beneath freight cars, and limped through the dirt with an injured leg. Kids would throw rocks. Adults turned the other way. Nobody saw him as anything more than a stray pit bull, dangerous, unwanted, not worth the trouble. But the night that changed everything began with a scream. A homeless man in his 50s had collapsed near the tracks after slipping on ice. He couldn't move, and no one was around. No one except Max. The pit bull didn't run away. He ran toward the man, barking, pacing, barking again, and for the first time in his life, someone listened. A 34-year-old woman driving home from her late shift heard the barking and saw the shape in the snow. She pulled over. When she got out, Max barked once and ran toward her, then back to the man. She understood instantly. She called 911, then wrapped her jacket around the man. But what stayed with her was how Max never left the man's side, how he pressed against him, sharing his body heat, guarding him from the cold. When help arrived, paramedics took the man to the hospital. But what about Max? The woman brought him into her car, wrapped him in a blanket, and drove him home. She named him Max that night. Max wasn't easy. He didn't trust Isley. He guarded his food. He flinched at sudden sounds. The woman who lived alone in a small townhouse knew she had work to do. But day by day, Max changed. He began to greet her at the door. He started sleeping at the foot of her bed, even learned to nuzzle her when her hands shook from anxiety, something she'd struggled with for years. Max, the broken dog from the tracks, became her emotional anchor. He saved her too, in ways no one saw. One morning, a fire broke out in the apartment below hers. Smoke filled the hallway fast. The alarms weren't working. Max started barking wildly. He scratched at her door until she woke up. When she tried to open the door, the heat blasted through. Max growled, not out of anger but warning. He pulled her back by the sleeve and led her through the smoke to the back balcony. She collapsed, but Max barked again and again. A neighbor spotted them, called the fire department, and both were rescued by ladder. The firefighters later said if she'd stayed 2 more minutes, she wouldn't have survived. Max became a neighborhood legend. People brought him treats. Kids asked to pet the fire dog. But for the woman, Max was more than that. He was her reason to get out of bed. Her protector. Her reminder that even when life leaves you behind, there's always a path back if someone believes in you. Years passed. Max got older. His steps slowed, his fur grayed, but his eyes, those deep, knowing eyes, never stopped watching over her. One day Max didn't wake up. He passed peacefully. In his bed, surrounded by the photos of all he had saved and all he had meant, they buried Max in the park near the rail yard where he was first seen. Plaque reads, Max, guardian of the tracks, protector of hearts. And to this day, people pass that plaque and leave behind flowers or toys or notes. Some from those he saved, some from strangers who just needed hope. Because Max wasn't just a pit bull, he was proof that no soul is beyond redemption, not even one forgotten by the tracks.